Hello, everybody. I'm Anıl YENİGÜL. I'm an English instructor at Trabzon University. The title of my presentation is Gaining Recognition but Fading Away from Social Life, the Voice of an Endangered Language, Homshetsma. So today we are going to talk about Hemshin as a disappearing language. Hemshin people call their language Homshetsma, and some international sources call this language Homshetsma, and in Turkish it is Hemshince. So, is this language disappearing? Yes, it is disappearing. And the UNESCO Atlas of the World's Languages Endangered defines Homshetsma, as they say it, as a definitely endangered language. It is categorized in this level. According to UNESCO's list, the exact number of speakers are not known. However, it has an approximately 80,000, between 80,000 and 100,000 speakers in Turkey and in some parts of Russia. It's not an official language, so it's not widely used as a medium of communication in social life. So we can say it's confined to the private, everyday lives of Hemshin people. So it's losing more and more speakers every passing day. So there are some sources categorizing Hemshin culture into three different sections: Western Hemshinli, Eastern Hemshinli, and Northern Hemshinli. Western Hemshinlis are the Hemshinlis in Rize, and they speak Hemshin language at the level of word. I mean, they have some Hemshin words, but they don't speak this as a whole sentence. They speak those words within Turkish. Eastern Hemshinlis are the Hemshinlis living in Artvin province, and they migrate, because of migration in some part of Sakarya, Adapazarı, in those cities, and in some parts of Russia, Krasnodar especially, and they speak Hemshin at the level of sentence, so they use this language in their everyday lives, social lives, etc. As for the Northern Hemshinlis, this group of people consists of the Russian Hemshin people, and their language is a little bit different. And in this study, I basically focused on Eastern Hemshinlis and Western Hemshinlis because I could have the opportunity to study in the field. So Hemshin people define themselves as Hemshinli, Homshetsi or Homshetsi. They call their language Hemshince or Homshetsnak. The origins of Hemshin are generally associated with different myths, and some people say that it's a language, it's a part of Armenian language, but a very famous linguist, Bert Fuchs, say that Armenian, especially Western Armenian and Hemshin language are not mutually intelligible. So these are different languages at some point. And we focus on Hemshin as a hybrid language consisting of different words from different cultures. And as you see, it has, as we will see, it has some parts from Turkish, from Armenian, from Laz, from Georgian languages. So in this study, with the help of ethnomethodological research, we say that Hemshin language is a hybrid language and the culture is a hybrid culture consisting of these elements. So as we said before, the language is gaining popularity and recognition through arts. And for example, cinema, widescreen. And there are some movies representing Hemshin along with Turkish and along with Turkish subtitles in some movies. For example, Ottoman is a very, I can say it's a famous film in Turkey as well. It has a few awards, international awards, and awards from Turkish film festivals. So in this film, you can see Hemshin for the first time on widescreen, and it's important for the language to gain popularity and survive. And as for the music, the most important figure is Kazım Koyuncu and his band previous to his single albums, Zuashi Berepe. Zuashi Berepe generally focused on Laz language, and they have Laz songs. They are actually resisting against this language loss, language death. And one of their songs, Vamiş Kunan, is like this: we don't know, we don't know. How will be the future for us? We don't know. What will we say to tomorrow? We know. We will sing on the roads. Brides will raise our children. Our children will sing our songs. Our language will not die. It will not die. So this is a resistance against language loss, language death. And we can see this resistance for Laz language and Hemshin language together, especially in Kazım Koyuncu's hit songs, Hemshin hit songs and last songs. And also we have authentic, fully authentic Hemshin band called Vova, and they have Turkish and Hemshin songs from Hemshin culture. Okay, these two albums actually represent this hybridity very well about Hemshin culture. For example, this song called Heydane is a song by this band called Vova, and as you see, these highlighted words also on this list. So Kapçin, anchovy from Laz, Georgian, and Black Sea, in general Black Sea languages. Enişte from Turkish. Hayde from Black Sea accent of Turkish, again Turkish. Saat, Turkish. Susli, Turkish, like Süslü. And then Boydiver, height, is Turkish. And Makrial is also from Georgian and Laz languages. It's a small town in Artvin. So as you can see, these are common words from all these different languages. So this represent this hybridity at word level. And as for this gaining recognition and popularity through arts, translation is at the center of arts as well. And there are some famous translations, I would say, like Little Prince, and it's translated into Hemshin like Bizik Prince. It's a very important translation for Hemshin language to be recognized like internationally. And also we have some translations of children's songs like Hayamoli children's songs in Black Sea languages. And this is also important for understanding this hybridity and important for learning the language, conveying the language to young learners. As you see, this is the translation of The Little Star from, actually they translated this from Turkish into English. And here is the song, the Bizik Astah. And then I translated this into English. And you can actually have the opportunity to compare this to the original version, which consists of 5 stanzas, like here. And if you have the chance to have a look at these 5 stanzas, you will see that only the first stanza is the same, but the rest is a rewriting of this song so that they can create a kind of lyrical, how to say, they want to create a musicality in Hemshin. So this is a rewriting, but it's very important for Hemshin culture to teach the language. As for the ethnomethodological research, this is taken from my PhD thesis, the role of translation in the efforts for the survival of disappearing languages in a globalized world, the case of Hemshin. My supervisor was Professor Dr. Füsun Ataseren. In this study, in this specific study, we made a research questionnaire, a qualitative questionnaire consisting of 30 people. And in this research, there are some codes. We coded the questions and the answers thanks to this MaxQDA 2020 program. And the main codes are speaking Hemshin, hybridity in language, literacy in Hemshin language, experience of Hemshin, measures against experience, and the effects of translations in Hemshin. So these numbers refer to the number of answers, the frequency of the answers. So you will see this frequency numbers in all these charts. So some of the important results of this questionnaire: who speaks the language? People say, and where they speak it. People say they speak it in the family, they speak it with friends, they speak it with people with a knowledge of Hemshin, they speak it at work. But as you can see, the frequency at work is only one answer, so it's not widely used at work. So in what context? They use it in everyday lives, natural cases, jokes, secret speeches, reactions. So as you see, they mainly use it in everyday life. So literacy, so what they read, journals, basic prints. So this is important for the role of translation in helping the language survive, in helping it gain popularity. Hemshin history, internet sources, lyrics. Why do not they read? They say it lacks alphabet. There's no written language. They don't need to read in Hemshin because they're Turkish. So these are the general answers in this section. Disappearance of language. So people list reasons behind disappearance, like not being able to convey to next generations. There are less learners, vocabulary loss because of families protecting Turkish accents and cultural degeneration. Okay, so these are some frequent answers. And the sense of belonging, as for sense of belonging, most of the answers, most of the participants say that they are sorry for the language loss. So they show a sense of belonging. So what are the measures? They say education, conveying it to children, courses, practice, arts, translations. And effects of translations, and most of the people say it enriches the language. Translation helps the language survive. It arises curiosity, it arises recognition, popularity, archive, interest, helps people learn the language. Okay, these are the answers. And as for keeping record, recording some cultural elements, it's also important for saving the language. It's important. It's an important remedy for language loss. And this is one of the recordings I made in a village in eastern Hemshin in Artvin. So in this, I'm not going to read this. In this ballad, the important point is also the hybridity, like Lazut, Neşanlı, Baştan, Hayde, Razia. So most of these words, Neşanlı, Baştan, Hayde, and Razi, are from Turkish, or are common in Turkish as well. And Lazut is also a word widely used in all Black Sea region. And also here, I want to emphasize this sentence. The speaker says, "What shall I say, honey? You haven't got anything to say." So this sentence defines the language loss very well. So I think I want to finish this presentation with this sentence. This is very important. But these kind of studies will help the language survive, and all the artworks will help the language survive. And I hope we will be able to stop language death. Thank you very much for your time. I'm glad to be a part of this conference. Thanks a lot.